Welcome to the Healthy Brotherhood Experience. I am your co-host, Lucia Boyd, out of Detroit, Michigan. And I have today my co-host, JT Hale, out of the ATL.
Welcome to the Healthy Brotherhood Experience. And we are honored tonight, and I'm especially honored to introduce to the Brotherhood my brother out of the ATL chapter. We call him Hollywood because he's all over the place and in the media, but his name is David Henry. David, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you, man. So, for a little background on David, he's an OG like me, part of the original founding chapter of Black Men Run. David's also a certified running coach, retired from the Air Force, active in the Atlanta Track Club in addition to Black Men Run. Did I leave anything out, David?
No, that pretty much covers. Yeah.
I know you do some charity work as well.
Yeah. Do a lot of volunteer. I did it with draw chain with the homeless kids. Do a lot of I do contracting work with the Atlanta Track Club, so I work with them sometimes. Matter of fact, I was working there today with the midweek mile dash for kids 14 and under, so they have their own little race going on.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
How did you come into Black Men Run, David?
Actually, Maurice Granger introduced me to Black Man Run. I had I think met Maurice when I used to come home on leave from the Air Force when I was stationed in Florida. And then once I retired and moved here, he introduced me to Black Men Run. Matter of fact, I was there, I think like the second day they actually had a run at Grant Park.
Okay.
I remember we didn't have no shirts or anything. I don't even think we was called Black Men Run at the time. We just meet at the park and run. And I remember I ran that one day with them, and I remember we hate to say the word cheated, but we cheated. We cut across the zoo parking lot. So only did like 2 miles. And then I was like thinking, I said, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. And I came back, and ever since then, been with Black Man Run. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I've known you as long as I've been in the Atlanta chapter. And known to see you at different races when I would travel and do races. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell y'all, David ain't no joke out there. Them feet get to moving. Ain't no joke. So recently, brother David Henry, aka Hollywood, Bling Bling, competed in the Penn Relays up in Philadelphia. How did that come about, man? How do you feel now that you've completed the Penn Relays? Was that your first time?
Yeah, that was my first time. That's always been a dream. I always just wanted to go not only run it, but most of the time watch it. Another Air Force friend of mine, we just kept saying, each year we're gonna try to go, we're gonna try to go. When we tried to go, it's like the tickets were always like sell out so quick. So we could never get tickets. And I had one of my brother actually lived in Wilmington, Delaware. And I didn't know Wilmington, Delaware was that close to Philadelphia till I went and visited him. And I thought like all those years he was staying up there, I could have stayed with him, got a ticket and went and saw the Penn Relays. So this year, I'm a part of the Atlanta Track Club Masters Elite team. And since 2017, and this year was like the first year that I actually had at least 4 people in my age group to actually do a relay team to compete in my age group. Prior to that, in the Masters world, the track and field world, you can actually run down. So like they go by like the youngest person on the team. So like if I run with somebody that's 45, then I'll actually be competing against others in the age group 45 to 49. So this year was the first year I had, like I said, 4 people in the 50 to 54 age group. So I talked with the head guy at Atlanta Track Club, and I said, hey, I have this nice, 4x4 team, 4x1 team that I put together, to, sponsor us to go to the Penn Relays. I told, I gave my word. I said, we'll represent well, because I had the confidence in the other three guys that are gonna be running with me. And he did just that. We submitted our application. We got accepted, actually for both relays, because you have to submit a certain time in order to get accepted in there and everything. And we got there. We won the 4x4, and we got third in the 4x1. And it was an amazing experience. And I mean, just I think it was like over like 600 teams over the 3-day
Wow.
period. And when I tell you it's massive, and just the people that staff or whatever, I take my hat off to them to control that many teams and stuff. And the little I think they go as low as fourth graders. I think I saw, yeah, fourth or fifth grader teams, all the way up to masters and pros.
Mm-hmm.
And then just see it exciting. Y'all know if you heard the little kid Quincy Wilson, the little 16-year-old, dropping 44s in the 400. That's like super fast. So get a chance to see that and experience that. So kind of like kill two birds with stone. I got a chance to watch because we ran on Thursday, and we got tickets to come back Friday and watch, the other days and watch the, athletes compete. So I kind of killed two birds with one stone on that. And like I said, it was a great experience.
Wow.
It was great. You know me and my pictures, so I took plenty of pictures. I got videos, everything. So
Yeah. I've seen the pictures, man, and some of the video. Y'all were doing it up there. What was the most memorable moment of your experience at the relays?
The most memorable moment, actually, when I actually got out on the track, because we did the 4x1 and it kind of went so quick, and it's like when they shot the gun, then you start hearing all that's what the most memorable moment was, when they did the first exchange. And the crowd just was so loud and everything. And then that's when that reality hit me. Then I was like, oh wow, I'm really here. And so next thing I know, my Nashville brother, BMR brother, because he running the third leg, so he brought the baton to me. So when I saw him coming, it's like that reality kicked in. It's like, okay, we're here, we're doing this. And that was the most memorable moment for me, just to
Wow.
be able to you know, the to hear that, live,
Mhm.
seeing it on TV and then
Yeah.
actually hearing it live and experiencing it.
Feeling that energy there.
Yeah. And probably
Lucille, you get
go
to
ahead.
check any of that out, Lucille?
Mhm.
Oh, I went up to the site, and I was like, man, they got so many people running on this pen relay. I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
how many days is that?
It was 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
And I mean,
They
it was a lot.
they going all day long. I'm assuming they going all day from
Yeah,
sunrise.
they be running like at 11. They be running like at 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Wow.
They start probably like 8 or 9 in the morning in the what you call it?
That's a 12+ hour day.
Yeah. They start about
Running
eight or nine in the yeah, I think like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And I know I looked on the schedule and I saw people running like at 11 o'clock. I was like, wow.
Man.
Man,
How's
I've been in
that?
I've ran the Mansfield relays, Dayton relays down in Ohio, and it's like when you wait, it's like, man, especially when you're a teenager, you're like, man, I'm waiting forever. I'm up all day. I could have been still in bed sleeping.
Right.
Had me up all this morning.
I didn't think about that until you said 11 o'clock at night. I'm just
Yeah, they
thinking
still running.
you're up early and you ready to get it. Got that adrenaline flowing. I imagine it starts to kind of wane off until you get out there. Can you walk us through, David, your preparation leading up to the pen relays?
Pretty much basically like this is like course track season now. So I do indoor track season. So that normally starts like in December. So I pretty much start my training actually around September, actually around the October period. And condition, because my main events is the 200 meters and the 400 meters. So I start my training then, and then they had the Masters Indoor National in Gainesville, Florida this year. And actually, they're going to have the United States going to host the World's Masters Indoor Championship next year. It's going to be in Gainesville. They got a new facility, indoor facility they just built there last year. It's beautiful. It's nice. So actually, they're going to have the Masters National and the Worlds there. One is going to be in February, and the other is going to be in March. So that's what I pretty much do on that. And I
Is
start
that
like in
Gainesville,
October.
Florida,
Gaines,
or Georgia?
Gainesville,
Florida.
Florida. Yep. So I start my training like in October, and how I try to balance it now because I still love the long distance, to run the long distance, and I kind of learned the hard way. Both uh, when you're running shorter sprints, you're supposed to back off on your long distance miles because you want to activate the fast twitch muscle. And I kind of learned that the hard way. So when I'm in the blocks, coming out the blocks, I'm coming out like I'm running a 5K. Everybody else is like running like like they're running a sprint. And then
Mhm.
when I became a coach, I was educated on that, to cut back on the miles. And the back end on that was this: once track season was over with, I started back running long distance. And I think like the first race would always be like the race that's in October. So that was a half marathon. So I ran that one, and when I tell you, it almost killed me just to try to run a half marathon and not having those miles on my legs like I
Mm.
normally would do. And
Mhm.
yeah, so
Wow.
now I learned to balance it out. What I do is Atlanta Track Club have what they call this Grand Prix series. So it's a series of, I think it's down to 6 races now. So they have a variety between a 5K, 10K. They have 2 track and field events. They'll do each year they'll switch. It'll be maybe a 400 one year. Like this year, it's the 3,000 meter, and the shot put is the field event that they always have every year. So what you do, you have your age group, and you get points for the top 6 places, um, which I won. I finished first place last year on that, and in my age group, and I finished number 2 for the overall male. And so basically what I do those long distance races, throughout the year. So that kind of keep my balance, keep the miles on my legs, along with, running with BMR on Monday nights.
Mhm.
Now that track season over, because I'm a middle school and high school track and field coach. So now that the season over with, now I can focus and run with BMR consistently on Monday nights since I'm, have to go to work.
Right.
So that's how I kind of learned how to balance both of them, both the long distance and the short distance. I really don't know where the long distance come from because nobody in my family ran long distance. And when I was in school running track, you couldn't pay me to run more than one lap around the track.
Me
And
neither.
I really didn't want to run one leg around the track, but I guess my coach saw that I was a 400 guy, and to this day I love it. People look at me crazy, when I run the 400, and they try to shy away from that, but I embrace it because I love it. I still get the butterflies before I start. Somebody told me that that's, I guess, because I'm still passionate about it. So when you still get nerves, you're still passionate about it.
Mhm. That's
Um,
interesting, man, because you've done probably more races than you can count.
yeah, I have. Yeah.
Still get that butterfly feeling. What were the biggest challenges that you faced during the pen relays?
Um, the only challenge I would say, there's trying to abide by all the rules. When I tell you
Yeah.
they are strict and they're not so kind. So they yell at us, they treat us like kids or whatever because and then like we almost missed our 4x4 relay. Myself and a other teammate, we went to the bathroom. I went to change out of my long tights and put on the speed suit. And my Nashville BMR brother that called me on the phone, he was like, "Hey, we're lining up to go run." I'm like, "What do you mean we're lining up to go run? We supposed to run at 110." And at that time, I looked down at my watch, it was like 12:40. And I'm like, it's not time for us to run. So they had like bumped the schedule up early. They was way ahead. And so when I was, coming out, I still had to put my bib on and everything because
Mhm.
they gave us 2 separate bibs, for the 4x1 and the 4x4. And so I had to run over there. My shoes, my spikes wasn't tied up, so I had to just get over there. And then they're like, "Come on, come on." because I was the captain, so I had the card. It's a card that we have to turn in with all our names on it and what order we're gonna run in, and everything.
Okay.
And as you saw, like with the U.S. got disqualified recently in the World Relays thing. You know, they check those things. So if you run out of order or anything, they will disqualify you. And luckily, you know, we got over there in time, and because they was getting ready to walk them on the track, and I ran the last leg, so I at least had time to catch my breath. Because we had really just finished running the 4x1 relay, and I guess that's a good thing with you know, running, you know, the long distance, that endurance pays off. My recovery is like crazy. I can run a race and probably about, you know, probably about 2 minutes later, I'm talking like I haven't ran a race, and everybody else is still, you know,
Yeah, I've seen you do that.
yeah, huffing and puffing and everything. So that pays. That helps me out a lot too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it's a 3-day event. What is the atmosphere like at Penn Relays? Did it meet your expectation of what you thought it would be? Or
It did actually. I mean, from even when we got there, because the even trying to find a place to park, it was ridiculous. Like nowhere to park. Like the actual stadium is on 33rd Street. We end up having to park like 40th Street and walk all the way to the stadium. And like I said, they're very strict, because like all of the athletes, they give us this sticker, has our information on it. We have to wear it on our, you know, whatever we have on the outside, whether it be a jacket or shirt. And you have to have that on to get into the stadium and onto the track. If you do not have that, they will tell you you have to leave the stadium. You will have to purchase the ticket and come back and watch, and you still not won't be able to run with your team. So they're very strict on that. And then they have a an area where we can train and warm up at, and then we have to be able on the track at a certain time. And then they have this area called the I think it's the quad, I believe. That's where we go over and line up to get ready to go run. So you have to be in all those places at the right time. You cannot, and it has to be all four of your teammates. One person cannot be missing. If so, they will disqualify you. Um, it pretty much, it really didn't bother me too much, because this is my first time. Those people, because those a lot of the changes that they had made. So the change that they made wasn't changes to me, because I had never gone before.
right.
So I kind of, you know, it really wasn't it really didn't bother me that much. The only thing I did, just, hey, make sure I follow the rules, you know. Since I was the captain, you know, he gave me all the literature on it, and I just make sure I brief, you know, by me having to brief my other three athletes, you know, it was embedded in me, so I knew, you know, what to do and everything. But I mean, it was exciting, because I had to like kind of turn the game face mode on, because out there I want to take my pictures and just look around and take everything in, you know, seeing all the different. And one of my biggest thing, I always say, I just want to go there and see the Jamaicans. I love to see when they blow that horn. And when I heard that horn for the first time, I got my hair stood up on my arms and stuff. Because you know they pretty much have a whole side to themselves.
Wow.
And you know, it's always been like Jamaica versus America, you know, at the Penn Relays, because of the high schoolers. And I still don't know. I'm gonna ask, but I think with Jamaica, I don't know. I think their athletes, that high school athletes have, I think, like a year on the American athletes or something. So they're more mature in a certain aspect. So
Okay.
you know, they're always competing. And then not to mention, since that kid I mentioned earlier, Quincy Wilson, the little 16-year-old, this was supposed to be the first year that United States had a great chance of beating Jamaica in the 4x4, because I think they are like, with their street nines like 17. And it was interrupted with the pandemic, because I think they didn't do pin relays in the 2020 and 21, I believe.
Okay.
You know,
So
and I don't know if y'all got a chance to watch that race, but when that particular team that Quincy ran on, their first leg guy got tripped up on the first lap, so he fell down. He was actually, I think it was like 18 teams running at time, so he was like number 18. Then by the time they got it to the kid Quincy, he was in sixth place, and he literally caught everybody and won that particular heat and made it to the finals. And because they only took you had to run a certain time, I think 3 minutes and 20 seconds or better. and they ran a 3:14, and then of course they made the finals, and lightning struck again. Their second leg guy was getting ready to receive the baton from the first leg guy, and of course his back was turned, and one of the Jamaican kids had fallen on the ground, and he turned around and he tripped over and fell over him. Then the
Oh
kid had to
no.
try to catch everybody again, but this time he almost caught everybody, but he finished third and stuff. And I was like, ah. But just to witness that stuff, it was amazing. And then to come back and watch it on TV after we recorded, like, hey, I was there, and I saw this.
Mhm.
Uh,
So you come back and watch it after you've done it,
oh yeah, yeah.
because I know you were on a high the whole time you were there.
Yep.
What were your thoughts looking over the event, recapping what you had just experienced?
Actually, it was, I'll speak of our race, our 4x4 race, because it was so funny because when I mean, we pretty much dominated that race, but when it got to my leg, I ran the last of the anchor leg. And I remember when I was about 250 meters left to go, and the announcer, the commentator was talking, and he had said, "Oh, Atlanta Track Club, these guys with the dad bods." He said, "Dad bods." Now he,
I
like,
saw that.
yeah, when I watched the video, and I said, "Did he just say dad bods?" And then so when we finished, when I crossed the line, so we were the four of us was together, and the cameraman was on all four of us. So it was two commentator guys, and then the other guy said, "No, I don't think there's not a dad bod on neither one of those guys." It's like that. So, and the other guy, he ate his words. He tried to take it back, and then he tried to make it seem like it was a cool thing to say. So the other guy was like, "Nah, that is not cool to say. No, there's not a dad bod on those guys. Those guys are in shape, and stuff like that." I thought it was funny. I didn't take offense to it. I thought it was just really, really funny because I know I'm like the total opposite. I probably got like maybe 1 to 2% body fat. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen David, but ain't an ounce of fat on him. He talking about
yeah,
one
it's
to two
like it
percent.
was just so
I
funny,
think it's more like zero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just so funny.
I'm dead by
Yeah, it was just
I'm
so funny.
definitely a dad bod.
Yeah,
So
and the thing about it's nothing bad, like about that dad bod thing. It was a cool thing when Will Smith did that thing, but it's just the fact that I'm just totally opposite, that, and it's just some of the
yeah,
other guys too. There, we all like the opposite of that. Man, I'll say if anything, he could have said, skinny guys or something, skinny crew could have made up
right,
something skinny. Yeah,
right.
I'd
Dad
have
bod would have
took
been the
that.
furthest thing from my
Yeah,
mind.
that was the first. Yeah, the first, and it was so funny. Then I did my post on social media, and everybody like, "What?" I'm like, "Dad bod." I said, "Nope." But that was funny. I mean, I replayed it. Matter of fact, I played it today to some of the staff members at Atlanta Track Club. I said, "You gotta hear this." It's like it was comical to me.
Yes,
I didn't want to go meet those guys after that. I want to go over there and find where they was commentating at, and like, hey, okay, does anything on here like a dad bod?
that's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah.
I have never done I've done a relay once. That was
Mhm.
I think the ATL something they used to do over there.
Oh yeah, the Texas thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
20,
Texas
20
race.
ATL 20K. Yeah.
I know Lou Sires done the relays down in Selma to Montgomery. You done some other relays too, haven't you, Lou Sires?
yeah. I was a high school track star back in the day. I
Oh,
was
okay.
specialized in the 2 mile relay team,
Okay.
Oh, okay, look.
and I was the slowest guy on my 2 mile relay team. But we broke the record in Detroit, and then our juniors the next year broke our record. So
He old
we
school
was
like
all running in the 150s back in those days.
yeah. He old school. I haven't heard that in a while. Last time I heard that was 2 mile relay.
Yeah.
Uh, Matter of fact, when I was running, I got a chance to I got recruited to run on varsity when I was a freshman, and we did the Troy relays in Troy, Alabama. That was our first meet, and I was all excited because I was a underclassman. I was the youngest. I think me and one other friend, we were like the youngest two on there. We were ninth graders, and got a chance to run on varsity. And I excited. Told my mom, we're going to Alabama out of state to go run. And my coach said, "Okay, you're running a 2 mile relay." All I could hear was 2 miles, and I said, "What?" I said, "No way." And then I was like, I'm not gonna run that. But then I said, no, I told my parents, I'm going out of town and this and that. And turned around, we got there, and we ran, and we actually won it. And you know, my coach put me on that, threw me in that 800 like for the rest of that year, and I almost made it to the state, and I got like edged out in for fourth place. I got caught in the middle and had to run on the outside to try to go around, and I got edged out. I almost made this state in it. And I guess I should have known then I could do like some long distance, but you know, back then I was like, still, no. Once this is over with, I'm going back to the,
That's
you know, the 200 and the 100 and that.
They
Yeah,
Yeah,
say,
you
look at you now.
yeah. Oh, I haven't heard
yeah,
that in a while.
mile relay team. We won the city and we ended up coming second in the
Mhm.
state of Michigan.
Oh,
Back in that was back in the 80s.
yeah, we went. Yeah, I same thing, same year because I know we won. We were like undefeated. Our 4x was undefeated all the way up to we got to the state. That was my junior year. Yeah, junior year, and we lost to Southwest DeKalb here in Decatur. Got second to them, and because I ran with Antonio Pettigrew, but you know he's deceased now. He committed suicide. I don't know if you know he was the one that broke up Michael Johnson's streak. Michael Johnson had like a 40 race streak in the 400, and Pettigrew was the first to break that up. And
Wow.
Wow.
he was one of the athletes that was on I don't know if you knew about the Balco thing with Marion Jones and everybody when they started using that steroid cream.
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't get caught. He just went on and he went on and admitted that he used it too because they were all on this coach, this trainer Trevor Graham, I guess who introduced all that to those athletes and stuff like that. And
Right.
so I think he was on the Olympic team. The Barcelona, they won the gold in Barcelona. He was on the team with Michael Johnson. There was these two twins, Calvin and Alvin Harrison. And so of course, they got, that medal got stripped from them, taken from them once, he admitted to he was taking, steroid, well, using that steroid cream at that time. And I don't know what it was. I guess all the I don't know, maybe all the pressure and stuff and all the embarrassment still were lingering on him because I think when he did commit suicide, it was like I want to say at least 4 or 5 years after all that happened. And then he was actually the coach at North Carolina. UNC was the females head coach. And
Oh,
that kind of took me back too, because he graduated a year before me. And I always looked up to him because he was the star athlete on our team and stuff like that. And then to have gone on to the Olympics and everything. And anytime he came home, I would, if I was stationed near home, I would go home and see him when he go speak at his church or whatever the case may be. And that kind of bothered me, when he committed suicide, because it's like you like, oh, why you didn't come talk to me, or something like that. And but yeah, uh,
That always leaves questions.
yeah,
Always.
because I never,
An
because
answer.
when he was always a leader, leader on our team. He was type he barely cracked a smile. He was all business all the time and stuff like that. He took his craft, he took his sports serious and everything. And
Wow.
and just to see that, happen, that kind of like well, I won't say it was an eye opener. It just let you know that, you never know what people are going through,
True.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. And hey man, any unexpected surprises at the Penn relays for you?
No, because I was gonna say no, I won't say us winning, not saying I'm sounding cocky or anything. I just felt confidence in the team that I put together.
It
And what
ain't bragging if it's true.
I know was, I knew we were definitely capable of meddling, and of course, I feeding the guys head, that coach thing come out of me too. And I was like, hey, we can win this thing, bump second, bump third, we can win, win it all, whatever.
Right.
And but no, not really. Like I said, it was everything that I thought it would be and some.
Okay.
And the I guess when I got back home, the reality, kicked in, that I had, been there and I had done that. And I think when I watched it on TV, when I went back and watched it and everything, And I called my best friend that I told that we've been trying to go every year. And I said, man, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to do it together, but I did it for both of us, and stuff like that. Yeah,
It's amazing.
that was amazing. That was one of the
Mhm.
things. And like this year, I guess this year I can say this year of the like a lot of first things for me because I did that for the first time. Went to Chicago for the first time. We did our indoor national championship. I had never been to Chicago. I've been like pretty much all over the United States in the military, but Chicago one of the places that I hadn't gone that I wanted to go. That was like on my bucket list. I had put in to do the Chicago Marathon one time, but when I got injured, I pulled my name out of the thing. Not saying I was going to get selected, but I pulled my name out just in case I did get selected. I couldn't be able to run. So that was the first. Penn relay was the first.
Yeah.
The Montgomery Selma to Montgomery thing was the first. That was my first time doing that. That was another great experience too. If it's the Lord's will, I'm competing in Worlds in Sweden, in Gothenburg, Sweden in August. So that'll be
Wow.
a first to compete on the world level and
Amazing.
actually go to Sweden. And they have the Pan American Masters game coming to Cleveland, Ohio in July. So I'll be doing that. That's another world competition. So I have two world competitions coming up July, back to back July and August. So those will be first for me. And I'm bracing them. I'm training now for them. I definitely want a medal. I won't.
You'll get it.
Yeah, I just want. I'm gonna say a medal. So whatever I get, it's gonna be
Right.
it's gonna be more than what I expected anyway. So doing those two things, and
I have a question for you.
yes,
How's your diet, man?
well,
Are
I
you
don't eat
able to just
pork.
eat whatever, bro?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm the type I can eat a bowl of grits, bowl of potatoes, anything high starch, anything, and I'll lay down on it, and I wake up in the morning, I probably lost 3 pounds. Yep, it just
Man,
and
that's
I
a blessing.
and I love cookies. I eat a lot of cookies, and I don't eat pork. So I don't eat pork. I I don't eat beef as much, and I kind of paid for it. I had my brother bought me some Buc-ee's. Had the beef chopped
The
beef
brisket.
and their brisket. And when I tell you,
Ooh.
I ate it and it gave me heartburn so bad. I couldn't hardly train. Well, actually, Monday I was hurting. Then I was telling some of the other. I was telling Lamar. I said, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to run because I don't know if it was gas buildup or whatever, but it was under. Felt like I was having a heart attack. It was just.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as well that morning when I went to track practice because I just kept holding my arm up with my head, just trying anything that's seeking it,
Hmm.
break that tightness, that soreness. But yeah, I mean,
Mm.
I love a lot of vegetables. I won't say I have like a strict healthy diet because every now and then if I crave something, I'm pretty much eat it. I don't really fry stuff when I cook though. It always have to be somebody else. They fry it for me, whether it be fried chicken or something like that. Most of my stuff I do it'll be baked or boiled. Got a air fryer, which is like the best thing since the George Foreman grill.
Hmm.
But a lot. so
Oh,
I
that's
cook.
better than the George
Yes,
Foreman.
it's actually it's
Yeah.
better. Yeah, it's better. So I cook a lot
Hmm.
of stuff in there and everything. But yeah, for the most part, I don't have like a real strict diet. It's just certain things that I don't eat and certain
Yeah.
things that I do eat. Mhm.
So I heard some key things in there. You eat the carbs and the cookies, which I love.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
But the no beef, the no pork, and
Hmm.
no fried foods um, probably really help to keep your weight
Yeah.
down. I mean, you eating all that stuff and waking
Mhm.
up and I lost 3 pounds. I'm
I
mad.
know. Yeah, yeah. But what I
Damn.
try to do
So
now, yeah,
do you have one bourbon once a week or once a month, or how you do that?
is that burger? A bourbon.
No bourbon.
Oh, bourbon. I had my wine. I had a glass of wine last night. Now, red wine. So I had me a glass of wine or whatever. I have like a mixed drink or something. Like if we go to, Hop City or somewhere, maybe after what's called, I might have a, drink, like a
Old
drink there.
fashioned.
And they got me now. I told them, I think Lamar and Ernest, they got me drinking. I'm not a beer drinker, but what's my Modelo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just because I was tired and thirsty that day, but that Modelo, man, it
It
was
hit
so
the
good and
spot, huh?
cold. It hit the spot, and every now and then I go down, mess about. I said, "Y'all got me a Modelo in there?" I think I may have one in the fridge. Now, if I start going to the store and buying it, then okay, I'm like, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I try now to be on. Well, actually, I do now. I try to cut back. Like I said, I love cookies and stuff like that. So what I start doing, if I used to buy like say 3 packs or something, I buy one now because I have a lot of I have arthritis and stuff, so that my that inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
from the sugar and stuff. I wish I could just like just cut sugar off, period. But it's hard. It's
Very,
hard. It's hard to do.
very.
It's very hard. And like now I don't know, I had one doctor said bursitis and I had one said arthritis in my left shoulder. And I've been having issue with it since August. And it kind of kept me out of the gym. I mean, I can still do lower body and stuff, but I like to be able to, use my
Mm-hmm.
upper body, do upper body, like bench press and stuff like that, push ups. And I have issues doing that now. And I've gone to 2 VA appointments, but the stuff that physical therapy had me doing is nothing. I don't think it's gonna help.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
let me ask you this,
Mhm.
brother David. What advice would you give to somebody telling you, say, "Hey, man, I want to get into the pen relays or some of these other world major races that you're talking about doing?" What would you, how would you advise them? Or what would you tell them?
But one thing I would just tell them do, just try, try to get in, whether it be a relay course, they get, well, actually they have the individual, they have the 100 meters. So that's the only individual event that they have. So they have the 100 meters, then they have the um 4x1 and the 4x4. I would just say, get your team up, um, find like some local meets that they have here and compete because, you do have to submit a time
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And just like I said, because what I did, like I said, I talked to the when I recruited the team, got the team together, and I talked to them. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go, you know, put this through to the guy in the Atlanta Track Club and say, hey, send us up there, let us represent because you can't get in there without it either being, I think it's a coach, agent, or it's co-agent or I think captain or whatever. We can't just like say the 4 of us, we can't just, well, the 3 of us and somebody else, we can't just go and just try to sign up for it, because they had, like I said, they had like strict rules on it. And being with the amount of teams that I told you they have, that's probably why. And but yeah, like I said, they would, get your team and
Mm-hmm.
go train for it and go for it and stuff like that. And that's one thing I've learned to embrace on, running the mass and stuff because I'm getting to do a lot of stuff I didn't get a chance to do after high school because I was supposed to have gone to University of Florida, which I'm glad I did because I'm a diehard Bulldog fan. But and my coach, messed up my scholarship thing. And then one of my mom's brothers suggested I go, to the Air Force. They have, track team. They have all sport teams in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Go and compete and go to the Olympics and so forth and so on. Like David Robinson, he played in Navy. He got recruited
Basketball.
in basketball, yeah, and got a chance to
I
see him
was
play
I,
at the championship.
I was in the Navy myself.
Okay, thank you for your service.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank the both of y'all,
Yeah. So
brothers.
that, with that, I just it was like an intimidating thing when I started masters, running, I saw all the other guys were fast and stuff like that. And you know, uh, trying to get myself to that point. I remember going to the national the first time, like nobody knew who I was, nobody really was speaking to me or anything, and this and that. And then until I started winning. When I start winning, it's like people start noticing. So like now, when I go to national, it's like a reunion, like a class reunion. Everybody give me dap up. Hey, how you doing? This and that. Exchange numbers, just like in the running world with long, you meet people that, and that's the beauty of it. That's what I love, just meeting other people and hearing their stories, especially like, now in my 50s, get talk to other guys in 50s. And we talk like when you said 2 mile relay, that just made me smile because I like, man, I haven't heard that. Because back we ran, it was 440-yard dash, the 220,
220.
yeah, stuff like and now it's 200 meters and the 400 meters and stuff like that.
Right.
It was used to be the 880, now it's the 800. So it's just to talk, like that. Uh, I love it. I think now I appreciate it more now running long distance on the track team, and I think I probably would had I gone to college because like now, I think I'm the only. No, I don't think I know I'm the only one. All my whole team is like still running.
Yeah, likewise.
That's
Only
Yeah,
still running. All the
yep,
guys
still running. Yep,
big, overweight.
yep. And I'm talking about someone was football. They were dual sport, triple sport. Did basketball, football, baseball, whatever. And I think I'm the only one. Yeah, matter of fact, the only one I think is like still running. And the thing about
You
then
you a rare breed, man. That's
true.
why we got run because it's rare breed brothers like us that's still doing this.
It is, yeah,
High school
yeah.
and college.
So I love it. I'm competitive. Don't get me wrong, I'm competitive, but I do it most for the love of it and the joy of it. And I think that's why I have so much fun because I have a sense of seriousness about it, because I want to, like I said, I want to win. I want to, on my own, competition. So basically every race, if my time, gets faster, then I know that I've done my work, my hard work put in there and stuff like that. So if I don't win, I'm not gonna like cry and mope over it because, I love, put my best for effort as far as training and stuff like that. But I mean, it's fun and it helps me too, like the long distance running side of it, because I found out I got diagnosed in 2021 from stuff from anxiety and depression. And the pandemic, I think 2020 what did it when we couldn't go nowhere and I was in here and listen to the news, all the stuff going on with the George Floyd thing, all the stuff going on with Trump. And it just, I don't know, it's just one day it's just overwhelmed me. And some of my Air Force brothers, we talk on like WhatsApp and the group chat, and they kept telling me, hey, go, to go to the doctor, and see, you suffer from depression. Because one of my other friend does, so he actually knew the signs and everything. And then, in the Black household, we don't like to go talk about that. I do have one of those fathers that, you know, crying is for the weak and, can't express yourself and this and that. And I know over the years I repressed so much stuff. Like my favorite word when somebody asked me, is anything wrong? I'm like, nope, I'm all right. Knowing that it's, a lot going on and everything. So like I said, like seeing my post, I always put my hashtag running is my therapy. It really is. And um that has helped me out a lot, because there are a lot of times I didn't know what was going on. It's like one minute, we could be here smiling, and the next minute I'm like in tears,
Yeah.
and it was just so weird. And but I tell anybody, and like sometimes I put on my post, go and talk to somebody, because they put me with the matter of fact, it was a black guy. He was younger than me, but he was a black guy. That was my therapist I used to talk to every month. And that was the greatest thing, to talk to another brother, another black guy, to hear you out and then reciprocate what you told him, and put it in perspective and not judge you or whatever the case may be and stuff like that. And it was tough. I would say probably the first 3 to 4 months is real tough, because there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know that I had repressed, just kept, just kind of try to forget about, like I said, out of sight, out of mind. And
Was any
then
of
from that
that
point,
PTSD related?
no, they did. I did the PTSD thing. They said it had, but I believe it was because like, and one thing people don't realize too, they'll think PTSD it only comes from going over in war and seeing people get killed and stuff like that. But PTSD can come from working in an office with a racist commander or racist supervisor.
Right.
Because the military is not like you can just, okay, I quit this job and I'm not coming back tomorrow. You can't do that. You do that,
No.
you want to, you're going to jail,
Right.
So having to, go there every day, I think I do have like, because I have like triggers that just, you know, um, that gets to me when it's, like some of the stuff that, I got from some commanders and stuff like that and supervisors and everything. And plus I was in, unit that deployed, like we was like an army unit. We deployed like every year or whatever and stuff like that. So, um, but like I said, I tell anybody, go talk to somebody or whatever. And, 'cause it really helped me. It got to the point where I was excited. I had all my little notes and stuff, like stuff that I've tried to do or things that help me cope with, the anxiety and depression, because it's rough when you got both of them, because depression is always stuff on the past. The anxiety is like everything, like you just, every morning I write up, I have a sticky or something. I already have my day planned out the night, like tonight, I probably already got my day planned out for tomorrow. And and I'm like a high up tempo person. I like to, multitask and do things and stuff like that. I could not have a job just sitting down at a desk. I would get bored to death.
Oh, I tried that, man. I was going crazy, man.
Yeah, I would go crazy. I just gotta be, you know, as
I got
military guy, we don't sleep.
I got attention deficit myself, man. I gotta be moved.
Yeah, me too. I gotta be doing something and stuff. That's why I like to volunteer a lot too. It serves as a, twofold thing. One, I love to do it, then it kind of, it helps me too,
Therapeutic.
yeah.
Well, you mentioned something, and I'm glad you said it, David, because there's nothing wrong with seeking help, whatever we got going on. I mean, we go to the doctor when we have physical ailments. We also need to seek out help, and it's not a sign of weakness. It just means, hey, let me go get some treatment for this. And if that means talking with a counselor or therapist to get better mental health, then we should do it. There's a stigma in our culture, unfortunately, where we don't. But I think the generation behind us, they seem more inclined, and the younger generation is more inclined to seek that out. Our parents' generation just go to church and pray, and that's it.
Exactly. Yep.
Everything will be fine.
Or
No,
go sit down somewhere and get out my
that, yeah, I ain't no wrong with you. No,
Yeah.
things have to be addressed because we don't address them. It comes
Right.
out in our actions and how we deal with things.
Yeah.
And we think
Because it was tough for me.
we're not. So I'm glad you spoke up on that, man. Any other
Because it was
brothers
tough.
out there feel like
And
you
call
need
home and talk about it. Then in the military, you really don't want, even though they always say they have an open door policy. If you go, especially when I started experiencing it a lot more when I was higher ranking. So if I'm supervising people, you go in there and tell them, hey, you feeling depressed and all this other stuff, they're gonna remove you from that supervisor position. They probably gonna give you some older job, that nobody wants, and it's gonna kill you for promotion. Your career is pretty much over with. So you don't want to, let them know that. You have to just, I guess, tough it out. So me not knowing where to go, can't really go home and talk to nobody about it. You can't talk to your supervisor, nobody about it. It's like, what do I do? And stuff like that. So, and thank God I was able to escape all that and get out and then actually, seek help on it and stuff like that. But I'm in a whole lot better place than I was before, before stuff like that. And yeah, it was real tough on me being the oldest too, all I heard all my life, set example for your brothers and sisters, like when can I make a mistake? Can I,
right.
Nobody never asked me how I'm doing. They always see me because, and still to this day, we was talking about it today. If anything go on, my sibling calling me something, whether bail them out or something, whether it be money or anything, it's like, but like nobody said, like, hey, how are you doing? How do you feel today?
Right.
Do you need anything? It's just take, 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 take. Yeah.
Being the strongest don't mean you're always okay.
Exactly. That is the truth.
Sometimes the strongest need a shoulder to lean on too.
Yeah,
But
that is
yeah,
the truth.
you brothers out there heard them. So if you dealing with anything, do not feel shame. Don't feel a way about seeking out some help, some assistance. There
Well,
is
well,
help
David,
out there for you.
we appreciate you coming on our show, man. You
Thanks for
got
being on
such a
there.
bright energy, man. Your energy is just refreshing, man. It's awesome to have you with BMR Black Men Run. I'm looking forward to meeting you in the flesh myself.
Yeah.
And JT, he gets the pleasure of seeing you more often. I could tell a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
David's cool to be
So,
around. We're glad to have him in the ATL. Glad and appreciate you coming on the
yeah.
show.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
So
Giving us a recap.
all of you out there in our listening audience, we hope you guys are enjoying the Healthy Brotherhood experience, and take this and send it to your friends, send it to people around you. Let them know, hey, listen to this podcast. It's an awesome podcast out there. We thank you, and you all have just experienced the Brotherhood.
Brotherhood. Yes, sir. I love seeing that part, man. That's my favorite part. Let me cut this off real quick to stop recording.